What up, fellas? I am bringing you my tier list. Now, everyone disagrees about tier lists, so tell me why you disagree with me or why you agree with me. And let's get going. Can you guys see? Seems like, what if I put myself here? Okay. Alright. So, S, A, B, C, D. Let's start, and this is in order. Who is the best character in the game? The best character in the game is... Where is he? Shao Kahn. Just kidding. The best character in the game is definitely Jackie Briggs Variation 3. All her variations are solid. You don't see Variation 2 as much because the projectile is not too long. You see Sonic Fox use that variation. It has great chip damage. I think it should be used more. And it's definitely viable if you practice with it. Variation 1 is fine as well. Variation 3 is amazing. It's nothing like... There's nothing like it in this game. She can jump everywhere. All her mids are safe, essentially. She has one string that I think is unsafe. One or two strings, something like that. Everything is safe. All mids, fast mids. She has, I think, a mid that is 9 frames, I think it is. It's extremely fast. It's like as fast as a poke. Sometimes when you play against Jackie players, they respond to your pokes on block with her mid instead of another poke. That's how fast it is. Everything is hit confirmable with her. In Variation 3, she has unbreakable damage. The only thing though is she does not carry. You can't just pick this character up and then beat everyone. It's not a Sub-Zero online. This is a character that you really have to practice if you want to be good with her. But she's the best in the game, even after her nerf. Then the nerf, if you recall, was after the last tournament, which was that when she leaps in the air, if she wants to leap far or close, it takes a bar of defensive meter, but you barely need that. Second is Joker is the second best character in the game because of his forward 2 and his standing 2. They're very long. He has great traps, the best trap character in the game in his second variation. All his variations are viable. In Variation 3, it's his combo extender. It replaces the overhead stuff, so he doesn't have 50-50s anymore from his mid. However, he can go for some serious damage. Variation 1, I think, you know, the low Batman gun, the projectile is unreal. Chip damage is amazing. His parry though is... No, his parry is good. His parry cancel is the thing that's crap. With him, so he's good up front because of his fast mid, and he's good in the neutral as well because of his distance. And he has a fast projectile in his gun. So... amazing character, great character, and I will talk about the third one. The third one is Cetrion. Okay, best zoner in the game, and she also is able to fight you up front. She also has amazing neutral. If you back up with Cetrion and try to create distance, you can whiff punish a lot of people, and that's how Dragon plays, I would argue. She has projectiles that can touch you from everywhere. Hell's Wrath is amazingly quick and fast, and it has a great hitbox. Probably the best hitbox in the game for a projectile. You can't jump over it. Her wall, the natural barrier, I think is the best ability in the game. It's very fast, it's punishable, but when amped, as you know, it is not punishable. You can seriously prevent people from poking you, because when you poke, you can do the wall right after. Now, I'm really debating this, but I think he can still go in S, because now this guy, I find that he can really struggle to get in. If he's fighting a Joker, I think it's a losing matchup for him because simply trying to get in, if Joker backs up and throws a forward 2, standing 2, he's going to catch Liu Kang every time. And you can see in Final Combat how much Ninja Skiller was struggling to get in. He kept trying to get in, and Sonic Fox was just using Joker's superior range. I think he's good against her, but... in Variation 1, she can definitely zone him out and completely destroy him. So I hesitate to put him S tier because I find that, again, he has a trouble getting in. But he has projectiles, very fast projectiles. He has the best stagger in the game in his back 1. Because, you know, when he slaps back 1, there's a pause. And because of that pause in the string before he starts to kick, it's the same thing as when he just staggers once. He staggers. If you try to lab it, and react to his staggers, I think it's impossible. It's impossible for me. It's the same exact animation. So I'm gonna keep him here, although he could definitely be an A as well. Next, is anyone else in S tier? By the way, guys, this is an online tier list. It shouldn't differ too much from offline, except with Sub-Zero, as you will see, and probably Sindel, but it's an online tier list because I play online, not offline. Anyways, I think that's it for S. We'll go to Shang Tsung. A, he has great frame traps. He has a mind game in variation 3 when he does his forward 2-4-2. If you don't flawless block it, he can simply go for his back 3, which is, you know, the low kick thing. Back 3 up 4, which starts a combo. Or, again, a 50-50 back 3 down 4. And if you try to escape out of that, like jump or backdash, reversal backdash, he can lift you up with his Ermac in variation 3. In variation 1, he has, you know, the flame thing, which is amazing for combos, and also to control the neutral. He's good because he has great mids, great damage, great zoning. The only problem is that he has gaps, which a good player can really take advantage of. I find that his forward 2-4-2 is not hard to flawless block, at least not in practice mode, not offline. And also he has great distance, not only great mids, but his mids have great distance. He's just a very good character in general. Oh, and he has an auto shimmy. An auto shimmy is when is a standing one that looks like a grab. So they do the poke with his standing one, poke, and then they try to open you up. They try to auto shimmy you. Sometimes it works, and then they go for the grab or something along those lines. How about we look at this guy? I think he's about here. He has great damage, but he struggles so badly to get in. I'm never afraid when I face a Baraka. Good to projectile. Nothing too special though. Again, if you fight him, you can't roll. You have to use your bar to break as soon as he gets you, especially in variation 1. Variation 2, it's pretty cool as well. Just to go back to this guy. Variation 2 is still shit. Soul Eater, I think it is, you know, the green projectile. It's crap. But anyways, yeah, this guy, I mean, sometimes his standing one whiffs. I think that's awful, but it's a little, I think it's an auto shimmy. You could argue that it is an auto shimmy, his standing one. Not a bad character, high damage, really has a hard time getting in. That's it. I think she's A. She has, like Jackie, the second best mid, I would say, in the game with her forward 4. Her kick, her mid, is how many frames? I think it's 10 frames or 9 frames. It's really quick. So you have to fuzzy guard all her attacks, which, especially online, it can be difficult. She has mids, starting mids, and again in this game, to have a good character, you have to have starting mids. Very fast starting mids, unbreakable damage in the second variation, able to reversal punish with her shoulder charge in variation 2. Variation 1, she can zone you out, and when she's in front of you, she can extend combos. Variation 3 I haven't explored much. I know it was buffed recently. I have to look into it before I can talk about it, but this character is still solid. The only nerf that she got at one point last year was that her back forward 4, you know, the glow kick. When you amp it now, you can still flawless block that, and that is why Sonic Fox dropped her, but I think it's not enough to say that she sucks. Also, she got a health buff, a health nerf, along with Jackie and Sonia. If you remember, she has 50 less health and all, but yeah, she's still a very solid character. Good staggers, and a great auto shimmy, one of the best in the game. Oh, I forgot to mention, Joker has the best. No, Joker, yeah, probably has probably has the best auto shimmy in the game with Spawn. His standing 1 is an auto shimmy, I would argue. Even his forward 1, his mid, is an auto shimmy, because the animation looks exactly like a grab. Okay. I think she's here. She's great in the hands of a very good player like Sonic Fox, or of course I'm talking about these amazing players, or Honeybee. I know some players that are really good with her. However, the problem is that you need to work so hard to get damage with her, and she's so resource intensive as well. It's not like Noob Saibot, for example, that can get so much damage just off of a simple combo. You have to work hard, you have to poke all the time with her. Variation 2, she has an amazing mind game. If she gets you with her bugs, it's charged up for a forward throw crushing blow that's like 370 damage, I think. It's amazing. She also has a great anti-zoning variation 2, because of the spiderweb attack thing. That in Arachnophobia is the name of the variation. Variation 1, she has setups which are great, except, you know, when you set up the bug with down forward 3, the bugs don't reach very far, which I don't like, but She's great. Her jumping 1 I think is the best in the game. She's really good at preventing people from mashing and pokes because of her down back 4. Yeah, so a good character, just not very high damage and has to work so hard for it. This guy's probably here. Aaron Black used to be one of the best in the game. He was nerfed. I don't remember what his nerfs were, but they were significant because I'm never scared when I face an Aaron Black now online. I'm sure there are some really great Aaron Blacks, but yeah, even online, even his mix-ups. I mean, this is an online tier list. His mix-ups are good, you know, because you can do the overhead or the slide in the back 222. But I think it's reactable to a certain extent. Plus, if you saw your opponent does that and you block it, it's a full combo punish for you. All they would have gotten would be to flip you over, and then they try to get the meaty. So I think if he wasn't stuck in dial-in strings, meaning you have to press like all the combo at once, you have to press back 2 or back 2 to 2 for the 3 strings to come out, or else they don't come out if you just press 2-2. I think that's really problematic, especially if you try to go for the meaty and someone rolls and then you're just in the air hitting, whiffing like a moron. So that's bad for him. Again, the back 2-2-2 is unsafe on block. Only in variation 1 and 2 can you make it safe, I believe. In variation, no, 1 and 3, sorry. Variation 3, now he has the gun, you know, he attacks with the gun. I think that's -8, I think, or -9, but it creates enough distance to be kind of safe. I'm sure reversals could punish that. Also great unbreakable damage in variation 3. I love the buff that they gave him. Armor breaker again in variation 3. Variation 1, again, back 2-2-2, you can make it safe. However, you have to amp the scud shot, which costs a bar. And me, when I see someone playing variation 1, after his 2-2-2, I always just try to take my turn, because the worst that can happen to me is that there's gonna scud shot hit me in the face, and the worst that's gonna happen to him is gonna be a full combo punish. So sometimes you have to just go for things. She's probably here, maybe even 8. I find Frost to be an underplayed character. Variation 1 with the head trap is kind of useless because it takes too long before the head explodes to really be a real trap. Plus, it goes so far, I think it goes more than full screen for her far, which means that you have to throw it out there and then run after someone. Someone has to back away from the screen to really get caught by that. But variation 2 is great. Starters of starting mids with her back 1. Her standing 2-2 is a frame trap to the back 1-1, which is just completely great. Amazing down 4s. In variation 3, she has some pretty interesting special cancels. I don't play variation 3, but I know someone who does and plays her well. When she jumps, and the low attack as well, that's very tricky because usually jump attacks are not low attacks, right? They're overheads. She can jump special cancel, and if she touches the floor first, she slides and hits your legs, and I think that's safe. Just a great character. Amazing neutral. You know what? I think I'm gonna put her here. I'm not really sure what her weaknesses are. There's no clear weakness to her. Maybe someone like Liu Kang was right up in her face, maybe, but she's just an amazing character. All right, this guy I think is here. Garrus has always been good. It's been nerfed significantly recently, which has been hurting him. Crushing blows are out of this world. Can destroy your life really quickly. Variation 3 with that pressure, with the Sen clone thing is amazing. I still use variation 2 because I like to extend my combos. A starting mid, which is great. What else does this guy have? He has a command grab, variation 3. A tick throw, I mean, which is really hard to react to. Almost impossible, unless you're really high level. Almost impossible to react to, which is great. Just a good character. Now his 2-1-2, 4-2-1-2 is easily flawless blockable, but in variation 3 you can do 4-2 and then down back 2, I think, which is his, when his hand gets transformed. And there's no gap there, so good character. Nothing else to say about him. Jade is A. Anything about this here? I think she's here because, yeah, her pressure is undeniable in variation 2. Variation 3, her setups are okay, they're fine. It's I think it's her weakest variation. Depends. Emerald Defender variation 1 is the most annoying variation in the game, but one of the best zoners in the game after Cetrion. It's arguable which is the best zoning variation, Emerald Defender Jade variation 1 or Scarlet like version 1 or something. But yeah, weakness is dial-in strings, but still, They put it as a dial-in string on the back 3-4-3-4 because that move is so strong. It's a very strong mid. It's actually pretty easy to stagger, hard to react to, surprisingly, because even though it's pretty minus if you stagger it, but it's a great character. Her back 2 is amazing. Her running nitro kicks and stuff, you know, when she runs, that's another great mind game when you can cancel it, grab, cancel it, go for the mid, or just amp the nitro kick to get some great pressure. Just an amazing character overall. Probably the best of the 3 female ninjas. We'll see. This guy is probably here. I mean, his mids are great. He is the stagger king, I find. His kicks are really hard to react to in terms of stagger. You can almost have to guess or really train yourself to react. Combos are fine. I don't see a lot of Jax players. I need to learn him a bit more in depth. Really high damage, especially with that crushing blow when his arms get heated up. Not much else to say. Slow projectiles, but he still do the job. This guy's probably here. He's not S tier anymore because I find that his pressure was nerfed to the ground. He's more of a neutral character, I find this guy to be, than a high pressure in your face type of character, at least now. His back 3, you know, the low kick, is a great whiff punisher. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He kind of has a, does he? Yeah, I think he would. You can say he has an auto shimmy in his normal standing 1. Good character, but probably prone to getting whiff punished as well in his forward 3, you know, forward 3, 4-4, when he starts just kicking the air. But good character. I wished he didn't take off his plus frames, because now he's just been nerfed to the ground, almost. This guy's probably here. Safe on everything, staggerable mids. Another underplayed character. Apparently was the Australian player started picking him up. Switch from Jade. Good character all around. Amazing fatal blow if you're full screen. You're always gonna get caught. Can be unsafe though if you YOLO him, especially when you run fast. I think he has like one of the worst minus frames on block in the game with that running thing. Good zoner. This guy sucks. Holy fuck, this guy sucks. Unless you're Sonic Fox, this guy sucks. I'm sorry. Almost everything is a high. I think it's like forward 1 is not a high. I think it's a mid. I don't know him very much, but from what I've practiced with him, from what I know of him, he's not very good. He has a high command grab, I think, in variation 1. And his third variation is you know, when he goes and stabs you, it whiffs on female characters that block low. It whiffs on Cetrion. He jumps over her, which is ridiculous, but he has, I think, a mid projectile, I think. I might make mistakes here, guys, because I don't know Kano very, very well. I like that when he, you know, his ball thing, he can delay the amplification. That's pretty cool. I like that in variation 2 he can really abuse his down 1 because he can down 1, and then throw acid in your face. But again, in that variation, he pretty much has no combos, so you get like pressure with pokes, but no combos. Anyways, I don't think he's very good. She's probably here. Okay, so let me just make something clear. So, okay, up here, that is ordered, but then all the ones below is not ordered. I just don't know who is better than who around here. To me, they're all the same. I can only really tell about who are the better fighters up here. So Katana, when you start to fight really serious Katana players, it can get pretty sweaty. Variation 1 has got a buff. It's the armor breaker, you know, when she hits you with her ass. So then there's a serious mind game because she lifts you with her fan. She can go ahead and jump, and if you break, and then she hits you, and then it does unbelievable damage. So it's either that or you wait for them to just finish their combo. Let's see what they do after the kick. Great mind games. It's dangerous to break away against Variation 1. Now that she lifts you up, again, since a recent buff, you have to wait until you're hit in the air before you can break. So that guarantees a fatal blow if she wants to get one after her fend. Great with punishes. I play with Highborn Variation 2 mostly, which has great unbreakable damage and some pressure as well. Variation 3 is a zoning variation and a 50-50 variation. I don't think it's very strong. I don't zone myself, but it does the job. The collector is probably here, honestly. His standing 4 is great, all the range that it covers and stuff. He's great in the neutral. He has pretty good staggerable stuff. Forward 1 is staggerable. He's just not a very scary character. I've never really struggled against him. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about him. This guy's probably here. I think he's pretty good with forward 2, you know, all great range, great distance, take throw in variation 1. Variation 2, great high damage. Although the totem is pretty slow to bring up. And in variation 2, that totem is, as soon as you bring up the totem and you hit someone, the more you hit them, the more life you're going to gain when your totem breaks. Variation 3, in Bullock, he has a defensive totem, offensive totem. Damage can get pretty freaking nuts. Unfortunately, the defense totem takes longer to bring up than the offense totem, which is interesting, but good character. I'm happy with the buff that he has. He has a lot of life. I think he has 1,100 life. The rest has something. Is it that? Yes. Anyways, 100 more life than everyone else. This guy's probably here. Good mids. Mind game in variation 1, I think, where he throws the hat in terms of his 1-2, 1-2. Because 1-2 on block, that's only what he can do. He doesn't do 1-2-1. That's only on hit. He does 1-2, 1-2. Then you try to take your turn, he throws the hat and he full combos you. Also dangerous in pokes and stuff like that. Good pressure in variation 2 when he throws the hat, the Z hat. Good stuff, good shimmies. Just a solid character all around. I don't know why people were saying that this guy was a low tier when the game started. I thought he was fine. People were saying that about Johnny as well, but and then nothing really changed, and then he became the best in the game. Yeah, his game is pretty much like mids or throws, but that's fair enough. This guy's probably hard to say. I would put him here, to be honest. It's different. It's difficult between B or A. He has great hit advantage when you poke with down 3. I think it's like plus 13 or something like that, which frame traps into 1-1-1. It's not even hard to frame trap. Compared to other characters like Cetrion, you can frame trap with down 1 into 1-1-1, or 1-1, sorry, but it's hard. The timing for him to trap down 3 into 1-1-1 is easy. So then you saw Foxy Grandpa do it, right? He does poke, grab, or poke 1-1-1. In his third variation that got buffed now, obviously amazing projectile, that's a mid, pretty fast as well. And now his combo extender, back forward 4, is a low attack, and when you amp it, it's a mid, but it extends combos. And it does not tend to whiff in the corner, because in variation 1, which also has a combo extender, it sometimes whiffs in the corner because of the animation. Although in variation 1 you get a buff which you can set up and be quite useful. Again, he could be here. He's good. I mean, this is online again. Online, the overhead is, I find, almost unreactable, because in this game, even though you let go of crouch at the right time, you still get hit because your character is in the process of getting up and you get hit. So, like, even her, man, with her overhead, I see it coming, I stand up, I get hit. So online, I don't know how it would be offline. I would doubt that pros get hit by the overhead because it's real slow, but online it works. Noob Saibot is... Where is he? Where is Noob Saibot? I'm going to put him here. Because Noob Saibot, again, struggles because he doesn't have good mids, but his back 1 is pretty solid, except he can get punished with people who have reversals with his back 1 too. So that's a little bit dangerous. And the cloud is so slow in variation 1 that it's almost impossible to get hit by it. However, I play variation 1 because of the low slide, and this guy is amazing in terms of damage. If you do 113 and then low slide amp, it's like 240 or something nuts like that for an extremely easy combo. Whereas this bitch here has to work so freaking hard to try to get damage, and then this guy just a few hits and then you're damaged. So yeah, you have to work hard with him, but his damage is very high. This bitch here. He used to be like down here dreadful, but now they fixed his spark thing, variation 1, down back 2. And you can't break out of it until after you've been touched, just like Katana. There's a new mind game now, right? Because before you could break out of it, and before the buffs, the grab out of the back 1-2 grab was not a real grab. Now it's a real grab, so there's a serious mind game, and it's unreactable, I find. Almost unreactable, pretty much unreactable. The difference between the grab and then the special cancel. So this guy, back 1-2, then you have to guess, is it a special cancel or is it a grab? And the back 1-2 is safe, and it's a good mid to whiff punish. This character is good and super annoying with his teleport, and what people can do in Raiden is teleport, not right behind you, teleport, spend a bar, go a little bit farther, and then do forward 4, kick, and then the spark port, what is it again? The electricity thing. And then full combo you, so he's very difficult. I saw Scar play with him, pick him up. People used to play Raiden, but now everyone's playing variation 1. I've not seen a Raiden since. And this is a really good character now. I'm glad that... I'm not glad. The freaking real grab is so annoying. They should make it a bit slower so we can at least somewhat react to it or something along those lines. Not to make it useless, but it's just a pure 50-50s, and I don't know how I feel about unfuzz guardable 50-50s. Right, this bitch. Probably here. even online. He's annoying, but if you're up close against him, you can fuck him up. He struggles up close. A good Scorpion is going to play in the neutral, I find. Great staggers though. 4-3 is amazing. 4-3 into 1-1 and then down 1. 4-3, down 1. Stuff like that. Pretty hard to react to. And then if you guess wrong, he full combos you. Crushing Blow full combos you. He can also frame trap if you do. Not frame trap, but whiff punish people if you do 2-2. Yeah, 2-2, which is +2, I think. Is it 2-2 or 2-1? No, 2-1, sorry. You do 2-1, it's +2. You back away and you do back 1. And then that gets them when they try to poke back or react. Good anti-zoner. People pick him against Cetrion when Cetrion wants to zone. You know, fair character, but again, up close, I find that he struggles a little bit. Like against a Liu Kang up close, this guy might get spanked. He would have to back up all the time. Alright, this bitch. Probably here. I'm set to put her here. If they close her gaps, she would immediately shoot up to A because her damage is high. In Hemorrhage, I think it is. In Variation 3, amazing, unbreakable, almost unbreakable damage. Because of that blood boil, I think is what it's called. However, the problem with this character is that she has flawless blockable strings everywhere. Everywhere. And it's not hard to flawless block, especially not 4-3. 4-2, well, 4-4-3, which is supposed to be her best mid. If you close her gaps, she will be amazing. High damage, one of the best zoners, third best zoner in the game. Fine, good in the neutral. 4-2 is an amazing thing to keep people away. To play her, you can't play close, you have to play in the neutral. Back up, stay in the neutral. Sonia's probably here, to be honest. She gets mashed on the worst in the game. I main Sonia, and so I call her Sonia. And she doesn't have good mid. She has 4-3 as a mid, which is a +1, which is not even a frame trap. You might reinforce that with a poke, but then if you just poke on block, you just wait, you lose your turn. 4-4 is a 10 frame mid, I think it is. And 4-4, if you just do 4-4, nothing else, because usually she can do 4-4, 1+3, and then kick, knee you in the stomach or whatever. That's if you don't knock down, that's 0 on hit, 0. So it's both each other's turn. If you knock down, it's just like almost 200 damage, not too much. Maybe, no, probably less, much less actually. 50-50s, unreactable off of her back 1. However, even though it's unreactable, only the overhead leads to massive damage. Low does not lead to massive damage. When she's close is when she wants to go for the low with a 1-3-4. And when she has a little bit of distance is what you want to try to go for the overhead. You'll have to stagger it if you want to stay safe. But again, the way you beat her is to mash. It's to poke. You want to poke, keep her away from you, and poke. She has a great projectile, but she still has -50 life, which she should get back, but she doesn't. This bitch. Oh my god, I hate this fucking character. This character online is amazing. Offline, not so amazing. He has an overhead that is reactable. Fuzzy guardable offline. Online, almost not fuzzy guardable. Because that fucking overhead. Excuse my language. Because of that goddamn overhead, I wish that they nerfed it a little bit, making it a little bit slower so that skills players are able to react to it. In Variation 1, he has 50-50s unreactable that leads to full combos. Amazing anti-zoner. The slide is quick as hell. I think is the fastest special move in the game, like special move that can be used as a reversal. In Variation 3, now he doesn't have to put himself, doesn't even have to compromise to special cancel a low. He can use the ice thing. The ice thing? I'm forgetting the names. But yeah, this is a good character online. Yeah, well, again. I think he could definitely be here. Either here or here. I'm gonna put it here. He has unreactable 50-50s, however the high does not lead to a full combo. Only the low leads to a full combo. He has stick throws, traps in Variation 3, which are not the best. He's a truck, but he needs to get in, and he can get beaten by people who back away. Like someone, if he fought like a Johnny Cage, he might struggle. Joker, he would definitely struggle. He would struggle against Raiden. He doesn't have good spacing in his moves, but yeah, he hits like a truck. Very, very strong. Could definitely probably be here as well, but I don't know. We'll keep him here. I think Sindel is probably A. Overhead is slow. I think it's 25 frames. However, I barely can react to it online. I feel like I react to it and then she still gets hit online. So she has an overhead starter, low starter. The screen crushing blow is absolutely insane. Probably the best crushing blow in the game. 50-50s in Variation 1, combo extender Variation 1, Variation 2, unbreakable air attacks. Too difficult. On execution, I find only top level players can really use their second variation. although you barely see it because you have to jump all the time. As soon as you jump, you just block, and she doesn't get you. Variation 3, great zoning, great anti-zoning, great setups when she wants to do the forward 4, up 3. She has a zoning, a projectile when you jump. Just a very strong character. Probably my favorite DLC. Up front, maybe against a Liu Kang, she might struggle because then she has to resort to using forward 4. Again, forward 4 is great. You can stagger it and everything, but she struggles a little bit. She doesn't have fast move that lead to full combos up close. I don't think so. Alright, this guy is probably here. Not bad, but not amazing. He has to back up all the time to try to whiff punish. His back 1-2, the one that leads to the overhead that leads to full combo, is extremely unsafe on block. So it's a guaranteed punish if you miss it. So you have to use it to whiff punish people. You have to special cancel as well. That move all the time, the cape thing, which the cape is amazing. It has no hitbox itself. No, sorry, it has no hurt box itself, the cape. So even if you hit the cape, nothing's gonna happen. It's just a cape. That's great. And he does so back 1 using the cape, and then the projectile in variation 2 and 3, I think. Variation 1, a 50-50 variation is meh. Variation 3, a command grab, which is a high command grab, which struggles a lot. But you can still use it with the back 1, because you use it with the back 1 because then they anticipate the overhead and they have to block high, and then that's when you grab them. He turns invisible. If he grabs you again, he gets a crushing blow that does extreme damage. But when he's invisible, you just like poke the ground, and he can't grab you with his high projectile or with his high command grab, right? Variation 2, great combo extender. This guy hits like a truck, amazing damage, great range. I find that he kind of, maybe up close he struggles a little bit. You don't want to be trying to Liu Kang, right? You don't want to be up close, face to face, and try to do that. You want to back up with him, slow the game down, whiff punish people. This guy's probably here, man. Maybe A. Don't get pissed, please. Because, okay, his back 1-1 is great. Amazing range. No hitbox. I think no hard box. You know, even if you hit a sword, I don't think it hits him. It's unsafe though. It's not staggerable. The execution is extremely quick. It's difficult. You need to practice him. In his variation 2, when he uses the needle thing, that's great. But if you don't amp it, it's punishable. If you amp it, someone can flawless block it pretty easily. When you watch pros play with him, like Ayate or whoever else, he takes so much resources to get a combo that's like 300 damage that Sonia gets for free, pretty much, with no bar, right? So he starts a combo and then has to lift in the air, cancel. There's so much resources that needs to be used with him. I think his first variation, you know, with a tornado where you have to go up first and then hit him, they should just fix that. That you should just go directly on the enemy to pop them up. I'm not sure about him yet, right? He might be an A. People can be really good with him, but I'm not sure. Alright, this bitch is probably here. I love stomping people. That's a 50-50, but again, if you guess wrong, you're gonna get full comboed, and if you guess right, you get like 160 damage or something like that, amped. She struggles so much with pokes, so she needs to be right in your face. She's gonna get freaking killed against Spawn because Spawn just backs up. She barely covers distance with her normals. Only forward 1 covers distance. It doesn't lead to full combo. It's only 2 hits in that string. Forward 1, 4. Everything else, nice and easily hit confirmable, which is great. But it's almost all highs. There are 50-50s and variation 3, I think. But let's say we talk about variation 2, which is the combo extending variation. Hit confirmable, which is great. Almost all highs. You block high, and you should be fine. And she just has so much problem poking people. She has tiny arms. Probably the worst pokes in the game. I'm not sure yet. The game evolves, right? And then people see different characters being played differently, and I have to see her being played at a high level to change my mind, I think. This guy fucking sucks. I'm sorry. I think he's the worst character in the game. Zoning is good, yes. He might be the best zoner in the game, actually. But it's just, zoning is not extremely strong in this game. Okay, maybe not. Maybe Cetrion is the best zoner in the game, variation 1. Maybe he's the second. But if you neutralize his zoning, he's completely fucked. He has 1 launcher, I think. Does he have 1 launcher? I think it's the 4-2 that launches. It's slow as hell. Doesn't have really good hit. He doesn't have very good distance in his normals. It's just dreadful. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not seeing it. Then this guy is probably still dreadful. Is he still dreadful? He's not dreadful. I'm not gonna put him there. He's not dreadful anymore since he got his buff, right? So what he got is a real grab after his 4-3-4, I think it is. He got a real grab like Raiden. It does 130 damage. That's high damage. However, it's easy to flawless block him. And once you flawless block it, it's your turn for a full punish. Maybe they did that because his 4-3 is 10 frames, which is amazing. I think I'm not sure. I think down 1 into his 4-3 is a frame trap if you don't block after you've been hit by down 1. So when he goes for his 4-3, he is unsafe. So if he does 4-3 and he stops there, 4-3-4, he's unsafe. If he does 4-3 grab, he's unsafe. If he does 4-3 special cancel when he tries to tackle you, he's unsafe. So he's all unsafe, but it's a 50-50 high reward, high risk type of character. Some people use variation 2 and then they throw the hammer in the air after that string. That makes it safe, but if you make the read, you can interrupt the down back 2, I think it is. His back 4 is only -2, so that what people do often, they do back 4, has great range, they poke after. That's a good technique. His 4-4 is 2 highs. I think it's it is a plus on block, but again, full of gaps. You can easily flawless block that with some training. His 4-2, I think it is. His 4-2, which has great distance. It's a high, but it's slow. It's so slow that you can neutral duck it and full combo him right after before he does his mid after the forward one. If 4-3-4 was safe, he would shoot up to B, probably, maybe A even. And this bitch is right here. Most exquisite. Oh my god, she's so hard to beat online. Online. I mean, when you play single. Alright guys, no, get out of here. Oh shit. Okay, so that's my tier list. This is ordered here. The rest is not ordered. This is online tier list. If this was offline, what would probably happen is this guy would probably go here. This guy might go... no, he would stay here. This bitch would probably stay here. Anyone else offline? No. I think that seems fine. He maybe might be here. Maybe, or maybe here. If you're able to fuzzy guard his 50-50s, which I think is possible, he might struggle. Sub-Zero has been a thorn in my ass since the game started. I probably would leave him here, offline. This is offline, and this is online. Not a big difference, but... Alright, this is my opinion. Take it or leave it. I'm not a professional. I'm just someone who enjoys the game. Fairly casual. So, take it as you will. Peace.